Health is all that matters.
That's it. I know that very well.
Did the guys get their logos back this week?
Oh yeah. You know, we gave up 66 or 64, 65 a game. You know, for me, that's just about competing. You know, you got to have some humility. You got to compete. That's all I really know. From there, that's to me like that's number one in every. If you're gonna ever have a program that has any type of fiber to be a championship program, you got to compete and play with pride. So I thought we did that. Sure, we made plenty of mistakes.
I know you read you quoted saying that you kind of you want to tell the truth.
So you better remind me because I don't read. That's all right.
that you want to be honest with the guys, yet at the same time you want to teach and you don't want to break their spirits.
Sure.
How have you kind of found kind of towing that line? I guess between.
I keep telling I tell them the truth. You know, you want to win games, you got to play defense. Mm-hmm. It's not really rocket science. I think we're at 8-0 when we give up less than 70.
Right.
Now, I couldn't have got into UCLA. My test score got in, but you got to take a dig at my sister, who went to Northwestern, and I had a higher test score than her. My grades couldn't have got in though. But I can figure out for 8-0 when you give up less than 70, you might want to try to give up less than 70. You know,
how the kids kind of respond? I mean, I've seen some of the
kids are resilient. You know, we talked about this last week. You know, they don't. They're not like fans and coaches. Mm-hmm. You know, like you win a game and it's like, oh, we're never going to lose again. We figured it out. Or you lose a game and the world's ending. Like kids don't. They're worried about their girlfriend, if she's going to talk to them if they lost, or leave them for a football player. But you know, they don't think that way. They come in with, you know, that's the one thing about coaching college basketball. It helps you keep you young because they still have their hopes and dreams. You know, they don't look at the big picture the way adults do.
Where do you kind of gauge? I know you've described this team as being kind of a work in progress. Where do you think you guys are right now?
I think we're learning how to compete, and but it only gets harder. You know, it's just when you play a team on the road that leans on you, and by that I mean they're making shots, they're playing hard, they're suffocating you. You can't give in. Which I was really proud of us at Washington when they made their run in the second half. That's why I say, you know, no matter what would have happened, you know, in the past, you know, these guys may have caved. You know. I saw it. I was on the other sideline when it happened. So I was really, no matter what would have happened on the last play, I thought we deserved to win that game. So sometimes the basketball guys do the right thing. The ball goes in. But, I think if you start talking like X and O and strategy of where we're at, we got a lot of young guys that it's a work in progress. Young players are inconsistent. Hence, you know, Tiger's awesome against Fullerton. You know, his first two rows. It's hard for him. You know, it's hard for a small point guard against Washington zone, and obviously he struggled against Washington State. You know, but my job is to make sure that he keeps his head up, keeps getting better, and he gets ready for USC. And he's got to learn from that. And whether it's him or, you know, Jaime for the first time looked like a freshman against Washington State in about a month. You got to get him back. You know, so it goes back to your original thing. You know, with younger guys, you got to teach them how to fight, but you got to keep their spirit up. Right. You know, and that's the challenge of it. You know, it's all the mental of where some guys at our level, you know, they think they're going to walk into college, do what they did in high school, and get drafted. And then for 99% of them, that doesn't happen. Right. And you got to help them through that.
Yeah.
You know, like Sharif.
Yeah. Now this program, the fans here, I think, you know, I don't know, you could call it expectations. I would argue that they're kind of delusional sometimes. But did you have was there any hesitation on your part of just kind of being as blunt as you have been? Just like in your assessment of these, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't know how I'm just the way I always am. Mm-hmm. That's not always good though. I'm well aware of that. But I would say this: I think fans everywhere, they want to win, and I look at it like this. You know, like when I left Cincinnati, and I went on my friend Willie Cunningham. He's hugely popular. I went on his show and I said, I want to thank, he said, what do you want to say? I said, well, I want to thank the people that supported myself. I also want to thank the people that just were mad at me. Maybe didn't think I was a great coach, but they loved the team. Because at the end of the day, like, you're delusional if you think everybody's going to go home and think you made every right move.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to judge your style. All I care about is I just want to come to games and support our team. You know, if you can't, you got to realize, you know, in our business, everybody's not going to agree with your style, with your recruiting, with their coaching, of, you know, from game to game. It's just not realistic. And as a coach, like, you can't worry. I mean, if you're worried about that stuff, you can't coach at this level. And even nowadays, you know, I'm friends with a lot of high school coaches. I mean, there's message boards in high school. You know, and those guys are teaching 6 bells a day, grading papers at night, making the, you know, peanuts, and they got people killing them on message boards. That's just part of it. Yeah. But like I would say, you know, I'm okay with it. I just want you to support the team, you know, because I think that fan support is a must. So, like, you can't, if people care about your program, you got to be happy that they care. Right. But you better be smart enough to know they're not going to agree with everything you do, and they're just not. Even when you win, they're not. I mean, you know, Mike Krzyzewski had people on saying he didn't win enough titles because he was spending too much time with USA Basketball. I mean, we're all going to get it. So if he gets it, how the hell do you think you're not going to get it? I mean, you know, but let's be honest. I mean, that's how I look at it.
I can't remember which game it was. There was a game that you guys kind of lost that I think that was close, and we were quoted saying after that one that you don't really believe in, like, moral victories, so to speak, that the results are ultimately, like, what matter. When you kind of look at this team, I mean, again, you are, like, in this rebuilding type stage right now. What's success for you guys this year?
Yeah, I think that the answer for that is establish our program's culture. You know, and the guys that are here and the guys that are going to be here and the guys that are going to come here understand that if you're going to play here, you're going to play winning basketball. Is what I talk about in the gym with the guys. You know, what is winning basketball? People say, well, effort. Well, there's effort and there's winning effort. Big difference. A lot harder to get winning effort.
Do you see the team having this winning effort?
They're learning. They're trying. I think they're figuring it out. You know, now you got to have, if you want to win, now you got to have winning effort. That just gives you a chance. Playing winning basketball is physically and mentally giving everything you have to win, worrying about nothing else. And then you also have to, somebody's got to score. You got to execute. You got to play smart. So there's a lot that goes into it. So it's just a process, you know, that they have to go through. That when you come out on the other side, I mean, you look at, I'll give you a team, Butler. Like right now, Butler's a 1 seed in the bracket stuff. Last year they were in the NIT. You know, so you have to go through some things. You know, it's just not all it's not all about recruiting rankings and bang bang. It's not when we were. You're almost old enough. I don't know how old you're going to know this. It's not Stratomatic baseball. You have no idea. You're too young for that. You know, they laugh. You know, it's just not. It's not. Well, we signed this guy, and this guy. We're going to win. Now you got to learn how to win. So they're trying. They're getting there. I thought we gave ourselves a chance to win both games on the road, despite some offensive struggles from some of our guys, because we just kept battling at times. I thought we had a lot more mistakes in the film will tell you we had more mistakes in the Washington State game. Not just at the end, just throughout the game. There's a reason that game was close at the end.
Do you know the level of energy that's changed?
Yeah, I think it's consistency of effort. You know, I think all teams give effort. That's why when coaches say, people say, they don't play hard. Well, hold on now. I mean, do you play play hard, or you play hard enough to win? And it's usually the team that can sustain it that eventually imposes their will on the other team. So that's what we're learning how to do.
Is the NCAA tournament a realistic thing for you guys, think?
I don't know. I don't even think about, you know, I think in my situation, I just try to, like today, worry about how we can get better today and make sure our guys grow up today and learn how to give that consistency of effort, become better, become winners. You know, I think it'd be unfair of me to say, hey, that's not what we're trying to do, because that'd be unfair to Princeton and Alex. You know, but I got a real simple formula for that. Okay, you give up 60 a game the rest of the year, we'll make it. Can we, you know, do we have the toughness and fortitude to be able to do that? We're going to try. That'll get us there. We don't, you know, we don't have the offensive firepower on this team to do it any other way. We just don't. I mean, right now Chris Smith was our clear leader in scoring the last 2 games, and last year's Pac-12 stats were 4 a game, 3 for 18 from 3. You know, so I mean, look how much better of a player he is. But is it, you know, but how, you know, how realistic is it him for, you know, to him to keep, you know, his production at the level it was on the road trip?
How have you found this recruiting with the UCLA brand behind you? I mean, do you?
I think it's you know,
easier
everybody
than-
takes your phone call.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, recruiting's never, anybody says recruiting is easy,
Yeah.
it's crazy. There's no such thing. You know, because what happens, you know, there's it's, you know, I don't like to refer to the pyramid because that's, you know, Coach Wood to me, and I don't deserve to talk about him. But if you look at it, I mean, there's just a lot less room at the top of the food chain. So, you know, depending on who you're trying to get.
Coach, Prince Ali has struggled a bit, you know, especially from the three-point line, but he's gotten a lot of minutes. What do you see from him that's garnering so many minutes?
Well, he can play harder because he's older, you know, and he hasn't shot the ball well from the three-point line, but he's given us some baskets inside the line, and he's able to get to the rim at times. I think the other thing is he's not afraid to take the ball to the basket when at certain times where our younger guys tend to get the deer in the headlights look on them.
Is he becoming a bit of a leader? I mean, he's definitely, he's a senior, but is he becoming that leader that the team needs?
He's trying. He's trying. You know, certain days in your DNA to be a vocal guy. You know, like I would say, you know, it's just in your nature. It's hard to be somebody you're not. You know, I think that like of our guys, the guys that, you know, it's in their nature. Jaime's the guy that it's just in his. But he wouldn't tell you he's trying to be a leader. He's just vocal, and his effort is a certain way all the time. So it's just, all I care about Prince is lead us with your effort. You know, you got to be reliable. Like for me, the lineup is just like, who can I count on? And we got get 5 guys we can count on so we can get a stop to win a game.
You say that recruiting by itself obviously is not going to solve everything, but that's
it's the key.
Right, that's what I mean, though, right? It's
Yeah.
You don't have the players. You're not going to. Are you, you know, having recruit, you know, being on the recruiting trail? Are you confident that you could get those caliber of players in here?
Well, I think you got to. There's 2 kind of guys that help you win games, and guys that don't. I know that's real complicated, and that's the truth. And there's McDonald's All-Americans that aren't going to help you win. You got to make sure that you get the ones. If you get them, you got to get. You know, that's why I thought Dave Schmitz is a winner.
You're talking about makeup and stuff. Right?
Yeah, makeup's the most. You know, my dad's a professional baseball scout, not just a high school coach. You know, Atlanta Braves won 14 titles, and they focused on makeup.
Right. Is he still scouting?
No, he's retired.
Okay.
He's retired. Makeup's the most important of run, hit with power, throw.
Okay, so now you're narrowing it down
Yeah.
even more, right? I mean, you're
Absolutely.
not just looking at high-end guys. You're looking at high-end guys with makeup. Do you
And
think?
and there's. I don't believe in the star system.
Yeah.
I think you got to evaluate for yourself.
Right.
So you'll never see me come in here and after we sign a class start trying to brag about. I could care less where a guy's ranked.
Right.
I have my own. I think you got to have your own rankings.
Yeah. But do you think that you?
What I would say is
are you
this-
confident that you can get the types of guys in here to take the program? I guess we're
Yeah,
ultimately
I'm
want?
sure, absolutely. You know, but the thing, what I would tell you is how many 4 or 5-star guys that San Diego State have. They're undefeated.
Right.
You were part of a pretty intense crosstown rivalry. Are you hoping that?
I've been waiting for this question.
Yeah.
It took this long to get to this.
I'm sorry.
It's on TV.
Are you hoping that this can become what that was for you for so many years? This rivalry with USC and UCLA.
Yeah, I'm from out of town, so I don't know. You know, I just know you're supposed to beat them. You know, I don't know. It's just very different than I would tell you, you know, because you could play 3 times a year. You know, I was part of something, you played 1 time, that was it. One school was decidedly smaller than the other school. One school had the city's name on it, the other one didn't. It was, you know, for a long time it was a David and Goliath thing. Now it's not. But, you know, this is different. I mean, you know, you got the University of California, Los Angeles, and the University of Southern California. I mean, so there's no big brother. You know, they're both, you know, both big schools, both great universities. So it's just, I don't think there's the bad blood. You know, I was part of probably the worst blooded rivalry. People don't know. I mean, there's a lot of bad blood in that rivalry I came from. I don't sense that here. Not that people don't want to be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen from USC so far that's going to could pose problems for you guys on Saturday?
Onyeka. I've been learning how to say his name since I've been waking up at 3 in the morning, dunk on people in my sleep. I think their front line, obviously 3 of their 4 leading scorers are big guys. You know, Matthews is a senior. They're a veteran team, really, other than Mobley and Onyeka. I mean, they've got the other guys. They got a lot of older guys, some 5th-year transfers. They're interesting, so they got like seniors or freshmen. So I would throw out their Washington game. Thought they got dealt a tough card, having to play. You know, Washington has to win, and they had to sit up there and wait till Sunday at 7. Scheduling gods get you sometimes. You know, you're playing the wrong team at the wrong time, and you got to sit around and wait 3 days to play them. So I would throw that one out. I would more look at like their LSU win was a big time win for them. And then they fought back the whole game. They hung in there.
How do you feel like Hill and Riley will match up against them?
Well, one thing we've done is out rebound everybody. We got to make sure that I think this will be the first time it's going to be hard to do that. Not the first time it's going to be hard. But this will be our biggest challenge on the backboard. Keeping those guys off the glass.
What have you seen with David Singleton right now? From I've seen him last year. I know you weren't here, but he's still.
No, but we played. I scouted him. I know, and you look at his Pac-12 stats. He was much better than his early season stats. Just trying to get trying to work with him on his shot.
Is he rushing it a little bit?
You know, I tried. I thought, for a minute, I'd say, it's funny. You don't want to mess with a guy's shot too much in season, but he's struggling. So his shot was getting flat. His elbow was getting out. So we got to get his elbow back under the ball. Rushing at one, but I thought his elbow, he's shooting a flat ball. Again, I couldn't get into school here. I'm not a physics major, but you got to shoot with some arc to have a chance to make 100%. But I think pressing and technique. But I thought, his attitude and his effort's has really been awesome as I've challenged the guys here, because I've really challenged them here lately about what we're going to stand for. And, he's a hard-working kid that won't back down. So in spite of his, he hasn't made a lot of shots, he's been giving us a great attitude and a great effort.
With Kyman, do you feel like people obviously are going to see the three-point shooting, but do you feel like he can be more than kind of just a one-dimensional guy?
Yeah, I think one thing I told him that he got his hand taken off. He shot an air ball in the first half against Washington State, but he didn't. With the film, he got his arm ripped off on the shot. But even on that, he should have went for a layup. One thing about Jake, he's coachable. Say, he can do more than he can shot fake you and go score. He's not going to dunk on you, but he can shot fake and pull up. He does. He's got a nice mid-range when he can get to it, and he made one of those later in the game. He made one of those.
Yeah.
So I don't want him to think. Like I've told him, you don't have to make threes to stay in the game because he's a good passer too. I want him to take good shots. Then he'll keep making them.
Chris Smith at the 4. How much is that helping him in these last 2 games kind of flourish?
Yeah, well, he's not a 4. When we play small, we just play 4 guards with him and Jaime. They both rebound the ball, so Still gives us 3 rebounders in size. Against Washington, you know, trying to make sure you could get him some looks in the high post, I thought was our best chance a lot to get, if you can get you gotta, first of all, if you don't have a guy against that zone that can, it's just, 6'7", 6'8" range that can make that shot and is comfortable in the middle of all that traffic, you're in trouble. He was our best guy in there. When you get Chris touches top of the key down, where he can have 1 or 2 bounces to score, is when he's at his best. So, but position, I think for us more, it's just trying to get our best lineup on the floor. You're trying to get your best chance to win out there. So right now I think that he and Jaime as the 2 bigger guards, give us right now, have given us the best chance.
You'll probably have to go bigger,
That's
bigger against SC just based on because that's their strength. Is
We
their
will
big
see.
guys. Yeah.
We'll see. I'm sure Andy's got his GA watching. I would say, here's what I would tell you. I would disagree. I think that you gotta, when you're playing a team, and here's what I would say, is our big lineup better than their big lineup? So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta try to figure out what gives you the best chance to win. And in game, you do a lot of adjustments. Sharif had a great practice yesterday, and I still believe in where he's going to become. I got it. And he was just, he was out all week last week. I think there's times where we go with a motion lineup where we play all face-up guys, and I think that's probably our best offense. But it's not Iowa high school girls basketball, where we can play the motion offense lineup on one end, and on the other end, have the defensive lineup. I don't know if you know that. They played 3-on-3.
Oh, no.
3 girls, it's years they did it. 3 played offense, 3 played defense. It was 3-on-3. Nobody ever crossed half court. That was Iowa high school girls basketball.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you're gonna have to look me up on that. Yeah, so you were like,
I learned something new every
you
day.
played defense, 3-on-3, you played offense, so you can't do that.
Huh.
So yeah, for us, sometimes our best offensive lineup's not our best defensive lineup. So, it's back to trying to figure out the team, getting the best lineups on the floor.
We all
Got
good?
enough? Chris is waiting
Yeah,
on me.
thank you.